Namaste from JAPLANG Language Services. Again, we welcome you all to chapter number 6, vocabulary. Today, we will be learning 58 new characters, new words, and 8 grammar pattern. All right, so here we go. The very first pattern, very first vocabulary we will start with. All right, so you can see here the very no, part 1 vocabulary. Now we will start with a verb. Tabemas is to eat. Oh, she's eating lots of sushi, I think so. Tabemas is eat. No mi mas is to drink. Suimas is to smoke. Suimas is to smoke. All right. We move to next slide where you can see mi mas is to look. Mas is to listen. Yo mi mas is to read. I repeat, mi mas is to look, mas is to listen, mas is to read. Next slide is mas is to read. Sorry, mas is to write. Mas is to buy. Torimas is to take picture. Shashin or torimas, you can say. Mas is to meet. I repeat again, mas is to write. Mas is to buy. Torimas is take picture. Mas is to meet. Next is all about food. So gohan is rice. You can see here is a basmati rice. Alright, basically in Japan we have a sticky rice. So gohan is rice. Asa gohan is breakfast, right? So asa is morning, gohan is food, right? So no, it will be morning food will be breakfast. Hiru gohan, hiru is afternoon, gohan is again food, right? So you can say hiru gohan is afternoon food. It will be lunch, right? So I'm ready for lunch now. Yeah. All right, ban gohan. We understand kom banwa. So good evening, right? So no supper you can say supper ban gohan is dinner. What's for dinner? All right. Gohan is rice. Asa gohan is breakfast. Hiru gohan is lunch. Ban gohan is dinner. Pan is written in katakana. Pan is bread. This cat is trying to eat all the bread itself. Tamago is egg. Alright, sakana is fish. Yeah. And yasai is vegetable. I repeat again, pan is bread, tamago is egg, sakana is fish, yasai is vegetable. Alright, so kudamono is fruits. Kudamono is fruits. Mizu is water. Why I'm not sure why she is throwing water here, right? No, water is so precious. And ocha no is tea. Ocha is tea. And kocha is black tea. Kudamono is fruits. Mizu is water. Ocha is tea. And kocha is black tea. Gyunyu is milk. Juice is again in katakana basis English word or English originated word. Juice is juice. Biru is again is in katakana is beer. Osake is wine. Gyunyu is milk. Juice is juice. Biru is beer. Osake is wine. Mise. Alright. Mise is store. Resutora is restaurant. So yummy food it seems. I feel to go have dinner now. Niwa is a garden. Wow, so lovely flowers are there. And Shukudai, this is me in fact. I'm sorry. I mean, my childhood would have been something like this. I never liked to study. And when the homework used to be there, I always to pretend that I'm sleepy now. And my mom, yeah, she used to put me on bed so that go and do it in the morning. Coming back to mise is store, restaurant is restaurant, niwa is garden, shukudai is homework. And the last is sport, tennisu is tennis, saka is soccer. Tenisu is tennis, the English oriental word. Tennis is tennis, saka is soccer. Here are some communicative sentences. Or you can say oh hanami cherry blossom view. So no sakura something looks like this. Ishone is together. Let's move forward together. Chotto a little bit, or you can use in case of deny some about something. I'm sorry, I have little bit difficulty in coming with you on this Sunday, something like that. So alright, and itsumo is always. We go again. Ohanami cherry blossom viewing. Ishone is together. Chotto is little bit, and itsumo is always. Tokidoki is sometimes, sorekara is after that or next, e is yes. I desu ne. That's nice. That's nice, right? Wakarimashita. Understood. All right. And ja mata. See you again. Ja mata is see you soon then. All right. So tokidoki is sometimes. Sorekara is after that or next. E is yes. I desu ne. That's nice. Wakarimashita is understood. Ja mata. See you soon. Now let's start with the grammar part. Before we start the grammar, please listen to the grammar pattern what we'll be learning today in this chapter number 6, and also few of the example sentences. Yeah, we'll listen to this again, the grammar pattern.
文型。
1、
私はジュースを飲みます。
2、
私は駅で新聞を買います。
3、
一緒に神戸へ行きませんか？
4、
ちょっと休みましょ
And based on these grammar patterns, we'll be practicing these
う。
example
例
sentences.
文。1、タバコを吸いますか？
いいえ、すいません。
2、毎朝何を食べますか？
パンと卵を食べます。
3、今朝何を食べましたか？
何も食べませんでした。
4、土曜日何をしましたか？
日本語を勉強しました。それから映画を見ました。
日曜日は何をしましたか？
友達と奈良へ行きました。
5、どこでそのカバンを買いましたか？
メキシコで買いました。
6、一緒にビールを飲みませんか？
ええ、飲みましょう。
Alright, so last sentence you could hear is Isho ni biru wo nomimasen ka, and the lady said A is yes, nomimaso. Alright, let's drink. So Japanese people are very fond of osake, wine, or Japanese wine you can say, right? So whenever you're meeting, you have some friends, please offer osake to them. Most of them they will say yes, please go ahead. Alright, coming back to the grammar. The very first pattern is noun or object plus O plus verb. That's a transitive verb. O is used to indicate the direct object of a transitive verb. The example you can be, juice o nomimasu. I drink juice. Note, please be careful. O and O are pronounced the same. The former is used only in writing the particle. So whenever you're using object plus O plus verb, that time O, the very first O particle, I'm talking about this O. Alright, this O will be used, right? So this O and sounds the same. So we had learned verbs that don't require objects like go, sleep, come, but in some verbs like eat, drink, meet, that we learned above need the subject, right? So in the first section of the lesson 6 has the meaning of doing something, nouns combined with O and the verb. The practical, or again the particle O is used to show the direct object of the verb. In the lesson 1, O in hiragana is only used for particle. All right. So to correct I'll have to correct this particle. That's a practical I have written here, so it should be particle. Same here. Okay. I'm just changing it so that I'll save, and then we'll go for the full screen. Alright, so now and to understand more about the structure, let's see the example. Gohan no tabimasu. O particle. Gohan is what? Food. And then verb, it always comes at the end in the grammar. Japanese grammar, verb always comes at the end of the sentence, right? So Gohan is your object. O particle we are learning in this chapter. And then tabimasu is to eat. So I, food, eat, like that. Now we can relate with our Indian grammar pattern, right? So like that. Biru o nomimasu, same as I drink beer, right? Another example, I write book hon o kakimasu, right? So there is one thing to focus. In Japanese, it is necessary to say me in sentence. Therefore, the sentence becomes much shorter and still understood by the listeners. So you can see in the example above that we didn't use watashi, but the listeners can still understand that I eat rice or I drink beer. So you can omit all those watashi and anata, etc. Right? Hope this is clear. Second pattern is noun plus o plus shimas. So the word used as objects of the verb shimas cover a fairly wide range. Shimas means that the action denoted by a noun is performed. Some examples are shown below. To play sports or games, saka o shimas. To hold gatherings, kaigi o shimas. Something, to do something, shukudai o shimas. In Japanese, there are lots of nouns that are used as clarification of verbs. Shimas and the structure noun plus o plus shimas indicates the action to perform the content expressed in nouns. For instance, tennis combined with shimas will be tennis o shimas. I play tennis. All right, we move to next and third pattern is nani o shimasu ka. This is a question to ask what something does or someone does, like getsu yobi nani o shimasu ka. What you will do on Monday. Tokyo e ikimasu. I'll go to Tokyo. Kino nani o shimashita ka? What did you do yesterday? Saka o shimashita. I played football. So note, you can make a word expressing time to topic by adding wa. ですね、月曜日は何をしますか? On Monday, what will you do? 東京へ行きます。I'll go to Tokyo. So to ask what are you doing, the answer is 何をしますか? For example, what did you do yesterday? Then we must say like, 昨日何をしましたか? The answer is うちで寝ました. I slept at home, sir. Hopefully this is clear, right? Same pattern, object plus o plus verb. Shimasu is verb, that means to do something. Nan and nani. Yes, both nan and nani means what? Let's be specific about the nan. First, nan is used in the following case: when it precedes a word whose first moda is either in the ta, da, and na. Example, like soreva nan desu ka. You can see here they. No, I have underlined they. So before des, if you want to use nan or nani, you have to see what is coming next, right? So it is they is there, right? So it will be nan. Right, again same example, you can say nan no hon desu ka, right? Again, because we are talking about the na group, right? So if it is na group, na ni nu ne no, because no comes in the na group, so we will be using na, nan, right? Nan no hon desu ka. What is that book about? Nerumae ni nan to, again ta group is there, right? So ta, chi, tsu, te, to. So that's the reason, like we are using nan here. Nan to imasu ka? So what do you say before going to bed? Oh yes, no, yes, I know. See, I know that means. Alright, when it is followed by a counter suffix or the like. Teresa-chan wa nan sai desu ka? How old Teresa-chan? Or now coming down to nani. Nani is used in all other cases except this ta, da, na, ta, da, and na, right? Everywhere you can use nani. Nani o kaimasu ka? What will you buy? The question word what in Japanese sometimes pronounced as nan or nani. There are rules to pronounce it. All right. For example, what is it? Then it will be kore wa nan desu ka? But in the example we have learned about what are you doing? Nani o shimasu ka is pronounced as nani. So first we have already discussed like where to use nan and what to use nani. So we'll skip there and then we'll go next. The next pattern is noun, that is place, they, verb. So when you're doing some action at some location, then you use this particular structure. So when added after a noun denoting a place, they indicates the place where an action occurs. Example, noun, they, verb means doing what in where, I mean some location. In last session we also learned noun, they, verb, but the verbs shown the movement, right? In the previous chapter, that example, like I go by. So in the previous chapter it was by. Here in chapter number 6 it is at, right? More or less, like you can say that. Okay, noun, they, verb, but the verbs shown in the movement, and it also had the different meaning. Now in here like the verbs has the meaning of action. The particle they in this sentence is used after location. Nouns to express the place that the action happened. For example, I bought a newspaper at the station. I will say eki de shimbo no kaimasta, or I eat rice in restaurant or at restaurant, right? So the action of eating happened at the restaurant, so that's why we have to say restaurant de gohano tabimasu. So whenever any action you are doing at some place, you will use de. Example, like I no sleep at my home, right? I can say watashi wa uchi de nemasu. right? So hopefully this is clear. Going to next pattern is verb something masen, verb masen form. If you when you want to when you want to invite someone to do something, this expression is used. Ishoni Tokyo e ikimasen ka? So won't you come to Kyoto with us? That's a nice idea, right? So when you want to invite someone, we have the structure some verb and masen ka means want to do something, question mark. For instance, do you want to have meal with me? It will be Ishoni gohan o tabemasen ka, or kono eiga o mimasen ka. So do you means that do you want to see this movie with me? Want you see like that? So masen form is used here. All right, remaining part we will discuss in the class, today's class, right? So that time all the whatever the concept, whatever the no query you what you have, you can likely ask me. All right, then next pattern is something show and masho verb masho form. We have mas form, right? From mas we just convert it to masho. So this expression is used when the speaker is positively inviting the listener to do something with the speaker. It is also used when responding positively to an invitation. So chotto yasumimasu, let's have a break. Like, Ishoni hiru gohan o tabemasen ka? Want you have lunch with me? Yeah, tabemashou. No, let's go and eat, right? So we understand, like, how, we have lots of verbs, and that verb come, ends with mas form, right? So that in place of mas we just use masho. That's it. So there's another structure used to invite, the same I'm talking about. This is another structure used to invite or demand the listener to do something with the speaker. It is verb masho, means doing something together. It shows assertiveness of the speaker. Learners have to distinguish the structure what we learned above in the most accurate case. All right, so hopefully the masho form and masen form is clear. Last is something o. So we learned in lesson 3 that prefix o is attached to words regarding the listener or the person being referred to show respect. Example, o kuni, country, right? O is also attached to various other words when the speaker is speaking politely. Example, o sake, o hanami, like no hanami is again like cherry blossom viewing. So there are some words that I usually use with o without meaning respect or politeness, ocha or okhane, etc. Hopefully in number 8 pattern is also clear. And then we'll just watch this conversation video. Hopefully this time it comes good. There should be no sound or video quality problem. All right, so we move to this video part now.
ミラさん、
何ですか？
明日友達とお花見をします。ミラさんも一緒に行きませんか？
いいですね。どこへ行きますか？
大阪城公園です。
何時ですか
10時です。大阪城公園駅で会いましょう。
わかりました。
じゃ、また明日。
Alright, so hopefully you could understand like now what you all about. And they're going to Osaka Point to see cherry blossom, etc. And where they are meeting the particles, so they have used, right? Alright, Minasan, thank you so much for watching this video. And again, I'll request everyone to hit the like button and comment if you have not done it. Please, it also gives me lots of motivation to keep making some such kind of videos. Thank you so much. Be safe, be at home, and just keep smiling. See you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care, everyone.